Welcome back to another episode of the 1937 Capehart 405E restoration. This restoration is now coming to a close, and we want to show all the work that has been performed here in the cabinet, and then we'll also show the front side, and we'll be doing a power up here soon following the next video. So up here in the top left hand corner we have the radio tuner. It's all situated and placed in the cabinet. You can see there at the top we have the bass and treble control with the I tube. Come down around to the back, we have the antenna here, which is the brown cable, and then the black, which is the ground. So antenna and ground, and we replaced these two pins. The original one here was corroded real badly, and this one was missing, so we replaced those with brand new period correct pins for our antenna connection and our ground connection, which go to the wood backing that we'll put in place after we do this video here. You can see here that the lockout switch has been reinstated. You see the green wiring that comes off of that, so that has been reinstated after decades of being disconnected. Original dealer function there, so reinstated for an authentic experience. Over here on the right hand side we have our record changer cabinet. We had new keys cut for the lockout and the lock on the front door that covers the radio face. We've repainted the lampshade over the compartment light. We've also polished, cleaned, made new felt, and touched up missing paint here on the beautiful 16E changer. As you can see, Capehart's finest in the 1930s. No other manufacturer could match any record changer like this one. This is one of the best. So that is now installed. New felt pads underneath each of the corners here on the bed plate there. So our changer is now back inside the cabinet from the previous video where it was in the test stand. Moving down the lower compartment here on the left hand side, we have our bass amplifier all cleaned up, secured in the cabinet. You can see the wiring here. Everything has gray paper tabs that are holding in place. As you can see, that was a Capehart feature all through the 1930s and the early 40s. Capehart had these paper tabs that were held down by brads and penny nails, and that is how they secured their wiring inside the cabinets to make it look nice and neat. You rarely ever see that anymore. Most of the tabs have been broken after years of servicemen being inside, or they just fall apart from old age. So I recreate that authentic experience with all the restorations for myself and others. So each of those were hand cut, and you can see just how nice and clean everything looks compared to the first video. You could see all those wires just kind of thrown around. That's typically how you find these days. It's 80 plus years of use. So that has been restored. So we have the bass speaker all cleaned up, new rubber grommets on the suspension up there. A lot of times people fail to replace those or even include them. It's very important to prevent rattling in the cabinet. We have our grommets there for our radio tuner. Those are installed. Here in the center section we have our power strip, which houses the condenser for the 16E record changer. The original condenser is missing, so we have a new one here, 3 microfarad at 400 volts. We have our fuse and all of our wiring in behind. New original style reproduction rubber power cord with a period correct plug on it. That's kind of how you would see it back in the mid to late 30s. They started using rubber power cords on appliances and also radios. So everything is hooked up here. We have our relay box here on the left, motor on the right. Polished up the drive shaft, which goes to our 16E. We have our 12-inch treble speaker and our treble amplifier here. That's all cleaned up and installed in the cabinet. You can see our cabling that comes up nice and neat over to the junction box for the solenoid for the 16E changer. 16E changer fully serviced. New leather facing on this cam here, and everything's been lubricated on the underside here as well as the top side of the changer. So that's everything in a nutshell on the back side. Let's go ahead and check out the front and show everything we did there. Here's the front side of the 1937 Capehart 405E. We're going to go through real quickly and show you what we did here to the front side. So first up is over here on the right hand side we have the radio faceplate where the dial sits, also where the escutcheon is, the knobs. You can see that we had the escutcheons chrome plated, so you can see the beautiful detail there. All the knobs have been cleaned. Dial face has been cleaned. That was very dirty beforehand. And everything just looks stunning there on the dial face and the radio control compartment. Here is the lock that was done by the dealer back in 1937. Clean that up. You can see that now matches the door pull in color. So that is everything there. Chrome plating really makes the dial pop, in my opinion, including the entire machine, as you can see here. Okay, over to the center is the record compartment. So to start, what we did here is we replaced all of the missing weather stripping that is used all along the edge of the record compartment. See here, we have it here. Also on the inside of the door here. So a wooden strip here will hold the weather stripping in place, and you can also see it's right around the top here. It was painstakingly done to try to get it to match exactly with what the original would look like. Now the original was a gum rubber style gasket material, and it is typically hard as a rock nowadays and either crumbling or completely missing like it was in this machine. So we replicated that with a similar product, and I am still in the process of trying to recreate the exact product with a manufacturing company that is taking quite some time to square away there. So yeah, that's kind of the new weather stripping that we put. And what that does is when you close up everything, it seals off all the noises from inside the cabinet, or at least it does a really good job of it. So if the record changer is cycling, or if you're getting mechanical noise from the head shell off the record, you would close the compartment, which you're supposed to close it. That's how it's supposed to be played, and you won't hear any of that noise, the mechanical noise, or it'll be kept to a minimum while you're playing records. But of course, these are a marvel to watch, so we all leave the doors open, don't we? Okay, so here's the inside of the compartment. As stated before, the record changer has been fully serviced, clean, polished, touched up paint. We added a plastic disc to the turntable, and that is to prevent records getting caught on the felt. That was a Capehart dealer notice that was sent out in the mid-1930s to start including a smooth surface on the turntables, basically a disc of some sort of plastic disc or likewise material that is glued to the felt. This prevents the record from snagging on the felt, causing a jam. And that is something that was sent out to the Capehart dealers in the mid-30s. I put it on all my restorations, as it'll ensure safe operation for years to come. So there's our tone arm and our head shell. Head shell's been rebuilt, and it sounds incredible. We'll be showing a video of that soon. Here's the lockout switch. So right now I have the right now I have the record compartment lamp on. Turn that off. Let's turn that back on. So right now we have AC going to the set, right? Well, if you disengage a lockout like we just did, it shuts off all the electricity, the entire set. So rather interesting there. Okay, so that's everything on the front side. And stay tuned for the next video, because we will be playing this machine and demonstrating all of its features. Stay tuned.